Welcome back. This is our regular practice time, and it's also the middle of our silent retreat. So it's nice to have people here that might have not joined us yet, and many people are returning that have been part of these sessions. Let's give people a moment to come online, and then we'll start. And anyone who would like is welcome to stay for the whole hour and 3/4 now, and to come and go as you wish through the rest of the day as well. It's so interesting to work with practices like this, where we're stretching ourselves a little bit. We've made an intention of doing something more than what we normally do, perhaps. And then we just see what evolves from there. Sometimes it's very calm and quiet, other times there's more going on. It's always a lovely opportunity. These daily practices are as well. There's such a good opportunity to get to know ourselves in a way that we might not even notice otherwise. So, what I have in mind for the practice now is a blue star exercise. It's the 61 points, is what it's also known as. So, we go through the body. We haven't done this together for a little while, so some of you might be new to it. We go through the body and we put our attention to the different points. We start with the eyebrow center, go to the throat center, the right shoulder. So, there's a specific sequence that I'll be using. And as we're doing that, we're really just bringing our attention in and we're noticing what's happening in that the energy of that point. So if you have a visual mind and you visualize, you can visualize a brilliant blue white star. And it's kind of in the interior. So eyebrow center would be in the interior of the head. You know, the shoulder joint would be the interior of the shoulder joint. And as we go through the body, you can either be visualizing the light or sensing into the energy or both, whatever, however it works. People's brains work differently, and however it works for you is just fine. And at the end of that half hour, then we'll go into a guided meditation practice. It's one of my favorites, actually. It's visualizing a still lake with a full moon. It's a full moon tomorrow night, so we're pretty close to the full moon. And that's a meditation practice of really looking at, sometimes we talk about the mind being like a lake or an ocean. There's a lot of waves and things that are stirred up at the top. And then as we go into the depths, it gets quieter and quieter. So that's a guided meditation to take us into that. And then the rest of the time, we're sitting in silence. And then we're meeting every 2 hours through the rest of the day. So you're welcome to join us for any or all of that as you like. All right, bring your attention in. Blue star exercise is a shavasana practice, a corpse pose practice of yoga, and it's helpful to do lying down. So if you can either lie down or be very supported so that you don't have to move, you don't have to move your body. It kind of disturbs the energy when we go into the really deep relaxations. And of course, if something's going on in your body and you need to move, then just move. But if we can set ourselves up so that we're really comfortable, we're well supported. If you think that you might get cold, have a blanket. Just do everything you can right now to set yourself up so that you don't have to move. And tune into what's happening in your body as we speak. Just notice what's going on. One of the pleasures of doing a retreat like this is that we're doing long guided relaxation practices every 2 hours for the whole day. So over time, some of the tension that's in our body tends to release. We're not as tight. We go in a little bit deeper. And of course, that's transitory, it shifts over time. Generally speaking, we might arrive at a deeper silence than we had been at before. So, as we start any relaxation practice, the same principle applies. We generally go into it a little bit tighter, a little more contracted than we are at the end of it. So, that's something that we could notice as well. So, the blue star works with the whole body. There's 61 points in the body. And I'll mention the points. I won't always say blue star. But so the instruction though is to notice either a brilliant blue-white star or a light at the center at that point, and or the energy. Many of us are more kinesthetic. We feel the energy more. And if you're doing both, that's fine. It's just however your system works. Try to not let your attention get drawn away into thought or something else. So it is partly a concentration practice. And just to notice what's really going on in the different parts of our body. So this is a practice that works with the energy, the pranamaya kosha, the layer of energy. So we're working in the physical body, but we're really working in the energy in the body. Bring your attention again to your whole body from head to toes. Notice if you're comfortable. If you could make one last adjustment that would help. And then start in the eyebrow center, blue star. Give yourself a chance to settle into that point. It's a little above and between the eyebrows. It's in the center of the head. It's behind the forehead. And then as I call the next point, just bring your attention through the body to the next point. Let go of the previous one and then through the body to the next point. So eyebrow center, blue star. Pit of the throat, blue star. Right shoulder joint. Right elbow joint. Right wrist joint. Tip of the right thumb, blue star. Right index finger, blue star. Right middle finger. Right ring finger. Right little finger. Right wrist joint. Right elbow joint. right shoulder joint, pit of the throat, left shoulder joint, left elbow joint, blue star, left wrist joint, tip of the left thumb, tip of the left index finger, tip of the left middle finger, tip of the left ring finger, tip of the left little finger, left wrist joint, left elbow joint, left shoulder joint, pit of the throat, blue star, heart center, noticing the brilliant light, the energy at the heart center, right nipple, blue star, heart center, blue star, left nipple, blue star, heart center, navel center, blue star, lower abdomen, blue star, right hip joint, right knee joint, right ankle joint, blue star, tip of the right little toe, tip of the next toe, tip of the right middle toe, tip of the next toe, tip of the right big toe, right ankle joint, blue star, right knee joint, right hip joint, lower abdomen, left hip joint, blue star, left knee joint, left ankle joint, tip of the left little toe, tip of the next toe, tip of the left middle toe, blue star, tip of the next toe, tip of the left big toe, left ankle joint, left knee joint, left hip joint, lower abdomen, coming up through the core of your body to the navel center, heart center, throat center, and eyebrow center, returning to the start. And then expand your awareness to include your whole body once again. Being aware of the 61 points of energy, of light. And slowly scan your body. Notice if there's anything that you could soften a bit more. Anything that could be relaxed, released. And notice the energy in your body right now in this moment. And notice the feeling of relaxation in your body. And if there's any obstacles to that, anything that's kind of tight or holding on, bring your attention right to that for a moment. See if it needs your attention somehow. See what's going on with that. In a few moments, we're going to move into a sitting pose for meditation. If that works for you and your body. But before we do, let's take 2 or 3 minutes to come out of this Shavasana practice. So first, bring a little bit of movement into your toes, into your fingers. If you're on the floor, take your time, roll over onto your left side. Support your head, bend your knees. And we're going to just stay in this position for several breaths. Notice the feeling in your body. Notice what it's like to move a bit. I'm not the boss. So if you wanted to stay on your back and do the practice of the full moon from that comfortable position, always feel free to do that too. See what your body wants to do next. If you're going to come up into a sitting position, do that over the next minute or so. And get yourself settled again for comfort. And notice now, if you've changed position particularly, notice what it feels like in your body now. Notice your whole body from head to toes. We're going to use the universal sound and mantra Soham during this practice. And if that doesn't resonate with you, if you don't want to, of course, it's always optional. So if you're working with that sound as you're inhaling, allow that sound so to rise and flow with your breath and your mind. And as you're exhaling, the sound is hum. One of the reasons we use a sound is because it's very calming and stabilizing. It helps us to work with staying present instead of following thoughts so much. So if that feels like something you want to do, work with that sound, inhaling so, exhaling hum, inhaling so. Follow the flow of the breath in your nose and your nostrils. And as you're inhaling, bring your attention from the base of your nose where the nostrils meet the upper lip up through to the eyebrow center, inhaling so. Let your attention flow with the breath and the sound, and then exhale, listening in your mind to that sound. Hum. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. Allowing a smooth, unbroken flow of attention, of awareness of the sound of the breath. Notice your body, allow yourself to be relaxed. When we're seated, if our shoulders are over top of our hips, it gives us more stability. We can relax the muscles of our torso, let our skeleton, our structure be part of us being upright. Notice if you could relax your shoulders, let them soften. Sometimes we use our forehead and our eyebrows, they get engaged in something. And we don't actually need to have any kind of tension or contraction or activity at all in the head, the face, the neck, the shoulders. Holding ourselves upright is a core issue, not for the face and the head. So if we have any kind of tightness through there, it's just a habitual tension pattern. So see if you could let that soften and relax. And let your awareness flow with the breath and the sound. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. And then visualize a still, calm lake in the moonlight. The temperature is just perfect. You're sitting at the side of this lake. It's absolutely safe. There's no harm could come to you here. So you can let yourself really relax. It's one of those evenings when it's so calm, there's not a ripple at all. And there's a path of light, of silver light from the moon reflecting off the lake. And in the middle of that light, there's a pearl that's gently spinning over and over in the water. And that pearl is the sound of the mantra, so hum. Let your attention be drawn there to that gently spinning pearl on the surface of the lake. So hum, so hum, so hum, so hum, so hum, so hum, so hum. Let yourself be absorbed completely in the stillness of this beautiful water, the light, and then this pearl of the mantram as it gently repeats right at the surface of the lake. So hum, so hum, so hum, so hum. Your whole body is relaxed, your breath is peaceful. The waters of the lake are absolutely calm, except for this gentle spinning of the mantra, the pearl. And then let yourself begin to slip under the surface of the water. Allow that pearl, that gently spinning pearl of the mantra to slip under the surface. And follow that down into the stillness, into the depths of the lake. We can always come back to the light at the surface anytime we want. For now, following this gently spinning pearl as it drifts slowly deeper and deeper into the stillness of the lake. Listen to the sound, so hum, so hum, so hum, so hum. Anytime you notice that thoughts are distracting you, just come right back to the surface. Allow the waters to still and become calm. Notice the silvery light of the moon itself above the lake. Anchor your attention again to that gently spinning mantra, that pearl on the surface. And then sink down into the stillness of the lake with that. Gentle, slow drifting down into the depths of the lake, the depths of the mind. Let yourself be absorbed in this stillness. Anytime you notice that you've returned to the surface, that there's thoughts about something else, just let that be however it is. That's perfectly normal for that to happen too. And then follow that gently spinning pearl down into the depths of the lake again. Let yourself be absorbed in silence. Even the so hum, so hum, so hum, so hum, so hum. Even that becomes more and more quiet. Leave even that behind as you rest in stillness. If you need to get up and move about or adjust your body, see if you can maintain the awareness of the stillness even as you do that. Always coming back. We can come back to the surface of the lake, to that visualization. Anchor our attention to so hum, so hum, so hum. The most still, the most silent you've ever been, you've ever touched, is always here. We can always come back to that depth. Bring your attention back. We did a practice of focusing on a visualization at this time of a still lake, the beautiful moonlight shining on the lake. Allowing ourselves to go deep into the stillness. Even in this moment, we can remember and bring back the most still we've ever felt, the most silent, the deepest meditation. And when we focus in on that, we come back to that experience a bit. So the visual is a absolutely still lake. Just the path of the silver light of the full moon shining on the lake. We've been working with the sound, so hum, the universal mantra. We've connected it with the breath, and we've also been working with it just on its own. As you're focusing on the sound, so hum, so hum, we can use it with the breath, inhaling so, exhaling hum. And then with this particular practice, as we're visualizing the stillness of the lake, the beautiful silver white light of the moon reflecting on the calm waters. And in that light, there's a pearl that is the mantra Soham, and it's gently slipping through the water, spinning on the surface at the start. And then it gently drifts down, and we let our attention go with that. Soham, 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 Soham. And as it drifts down into the clear waters of this lake, we let our attention go deep into the stillness. And we keep bringing our attention back over and over again to the deepest stillness that we've ever experienced, that we've ever touched into. We just turn our attention towards that, just that. Even if it's a thought in the mind, a memory of that stillness, we just focus to that. Feel it in the body, really turn our attention there. And we rest there, and then something will come along and it will distract us, and then we'll go into some thought, or we'll do something else, engage with something else. And then whenever we remember, we just sink back into this. Just bring your attention back. If the visual helps, the sound, then do that. Let yourself rest here in the silence. So this is the end of this session. Be back in 15 minutes. I hope to see you there at that time.